Hey everybody, it's Eric Norton, and I'm back with Matt Bible, and we have a special retro edition of Boxbusters here for you. Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981 O-Pee-Chee, correct?
Yep.
O-Pee-Chee.
Yep.
40 packs of goodness. We're not going to show every
We're going to open all of it, but we're not going to open it. But we're doing this because this is the 35th anniversary of Dr. Jones's debut on the big screen.
Awesome.
Obviously, Harrison Ford was already an established star with Star Wars and
American
Graffiti.
Yeah.
His appearance in Apocalypse Now, and then he would do Blade Runner a year after this. But we're gonna go ahead and breeze through this and I'm gonna reminisce about. I already went ahead and opened a pack, so as you can see, the 35-year-old gum has actually held up fairly nicely, considering it's 35 years old. It's stuck to this card, so those cards will go. But we'll just give you a quick one shot here.
That's great. Look at that. Just a whole piece of gum.
Sticks right on there.
Sticks right on. I don't even want to mess with it. That's disgusting.
The action shots really aren't here. There he is inside the map room. Indy inside the map room. As you can see, people who know from hockey and some of the baseball issues, O-Pee-Chee has the lighter stock and the guillotine cut where you can see the edges are kind of serrated a little bit. That's how O-Pee-Chee did things back then. They just kind of Marie Antoinetted the heck out of these things. And
now, with this being O-Pee-Chee, the title of the card is there, and then it's in English and French. So that's a really cool.
That is a cool, kind of a cool little thing to look forward to.
Sure.
And there's Mr. John Rhys Davies as Sala. You haven't lived until you've watched Raiders and you see Sala singing Gilbert and Sullivan's HMS Pinafore. A British town is a soaring soul.
That is more than what I bargained for, people.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite scenes in the movie, actually, because what's her name kisses him with a cheek, and it makes him burst out into song.
Here's a very famous encounter of Indy and a cobra.
Yeah,
I hate snakes.
that was one of the iconic scenes they played during like the trailer.
Okay. Now see, I'm 35 years old.
Mm-hmm.
This came out the year I was born. It was the #1 film in America that year, I believe. Followed closely like Das Boot and E.T.
Switcheroo. Yeah, I was 7 years old, near 7 when it came out. And I remember going and seeing this at the theater multiple times. We only had 2 movie theaters in our 2 screens in our movie theater back in my hometown. So, but 1981, man, that's a long time ago. It doesn't seem like that long ago, but
here's something you don't see on cards very much at all: is the swastika. Of course, that's part of the film.
We've seen that a lot lately.
Yeah, but for those retro breaks, we have been seeing it a lot. That was my next point. That's odd. It's weird to see. It's really weird.
You wouldn't see it on anything now, I don't think.
No, I don't think so at all.
Unless it's a Captain America set. There is Karen Black as Marion Ravenwood. So, but yeah, 1981, man, that was some crazy things happened that year.
Everybody's favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah. I love the story behind that because they had a whole choreographed scene planned out for that where Indy would disarm him with the whip.
Okay.
Harrison Ford was just like, you know what? Why don't I just shoot the guy?
That's awesome.
It ended up being one of the best laughs of the movie. I'll show this just because you don't see much of these anymore. These classic vintage checklists.
Yeah, those are nice.
You know, and you look on the back, and of course back then we didn't care. We marked them off. So this might be not like a short print, but it might fetch a premium on the secondary market. I'll have to double check. But yeah, 1981. Another interesting fact in 1981 was the year Muhammad Ali retired.
The year Ali retired.
The year Ali retired.
That is gosh.
Considering this year, the fact that he just passed away a few weeks ago, and he retired in 1981.
This gum is tripping me out. These things can stand up by themselves because of the gum. It's crazy. What movie tickets in '81 cost what, like $3.50 or something like that?
$2.50.
$2.50.
Popcorn was $1.
Oh man.
Candy bars were regular price that you'd find in the actual stores. So we didn't really, for the most part, we didn't have to sneak candy into the theater unless it was something they didn't have.
Okay.
That was the only time we snuck candy in the theater. It wasn't because of prices. It was just because, well, they don't have Reese's Pieces. Well, darn it, I'm just going to go buy Reese's Pieces and sneak them in. So, but, yep. Gas was $1.25.
Wow.
Pope John Paul II was shot. Assassination attempt on him, and Anwar Sadat actually did get assassinated that year. A lot of things happened. I think I mentioned Reagan was president.
Reagan was president.
He was just elected like 5 months before this came out. And for everybody, the younger crowd who's watching this, and our cameraman, MTV made its debut in 1981.
Kurt Loder's 70 years old.
Yep,
That's for you guys who don't know who Kurt Loder is. He was basically MTV.
He was the original.
Yeah, and now he's 70. That makes me feel old.
My absolute favorite scene of the film is when Indy fights the Nazi when the plane is running around the runway. That is just one of the most excellent choreographed scenes that I've ever seen in an action film. It still holds up today.
The title card.
It's pretty cool.
Now this does get a little repetitive. There's only 44 cards in the base set.
And there's 40 packs in the box.
And there's 40 packs in the box. So obviously we're not going to show everything.
No stickers, just gum sticking to the back.
Yeah. Now, did the Topps version have stickers?
That's a good question. I want to say I don't think they did.
Okay. Here's another shot of that fight scene. I believe. Was that a different guy?
I think that's the same guy. Yeah. And there is Indy. I don't know if you showed this yet. Threatening to blow up the Ark with the rocket launcher. He got the bazooka and he's like,
I'm gonna give one of these.
Send it back to God.
I'm gonna give one of these gum cards away. I think.
Give one of the gum cards away.
That'd be disgusting in the mail. Here's some 35-year-old gum.
35-year-old gum.
Is this the oldest gum we've ever opened on Retros?
Yes,
it is.
It is. I don't think it'll be the last because Greece has got the 40-year anniversary coming up here in a couple of years. Oh. We'll probably do a retro of that. That'll be 40-year-old gum. Here you go. Here's Indy's profile card. But yeah, I mean, 1981.
Here's the old switcheroo.
That blows me away. The old switcheroo.
The cameraman, Mr. Ian, on the camera today, he was not even born in 1981.
I don't think Ian was even born in 1991.
He wasn't even a glimmer in his father's eye, as they say.
The old expression. So I'm wearing a retro t-shirt with Optimus Prime on it, celebrating the 80s. Escape to the Skies. I don't know if that's when they're taking off from the natives attacking them after Indy steals the idol. But yeah, it brings back memories. I mean, for my little hometown, like I said, we had a theater with just 2 screens on it. And the thing about these movies that came out back then was, and I think I've mentioned this before, is when new movies came out, the small towns did not get the new movies right away. We had to wait a few weeks because we were, catching up with all the other releases.
Sure.
Columbus and Cleveland, they had the theaters that had like 8 screens where they could play all this stuff. Little Podunk, Ohio, has 2 screens. We've got to wait sometimes as long as about a month and a half.
Wow.
To get this stuff. So
see, the little town that I grew up in was Sands Theater. If we wanted to go to a movie, we had to drive either over to Fort Worth or over to Weatherford. Weatherford has a small little theater, but we didn't. So I guess in a sense we didn't have to wait because we could just go to Fort Worth and see a film. But that I do understand what you're saying though. That small town. I bet we got a whole set of gum cards.
There's Marion, yeah, probably. There's Marion taking care of Indy after he's literally just had the hell beat out of him by just about everybody in the German army.
All right. Last 3 packs from me.
Same here. I got 4.
You got 4.
I'm gonna kind of zip through those 2 packs. But yeah, you know, movie theaters were quite simple back then. There wasn't a lot of hullabaloo, and I don't know if you've shown this, but there's Belloc as he's about ready to spontaneously combust.
I just passed that one. I didn't know if you had shown it, so I passed it.
I wish there would have been pictures of the face melt in here, but that was one.
Well, there was one where the guy's hand was melting.
Oh,
so that was, I remember that. That's pretty cool.
Oh, you mean the Prize of Agony?
Yeah, that's it.
Did you show that one?
No, I didn't.
I can't think. What is this guy's name? Tote. I always forget his name. The Gestapo agent Tote. And he sees the medallion and he picks it up and he doesn't realize it's been sitting in the fire all that time.
All right, last pack.
I got
Just like your typical early 80s, late 70s. The centering is badly off.
Yeah.
It's a rough set, but it's fun. Especially if you like these old movies.
There's a bunch of guys about ready to get electrocuted by the Ark. It's Marion and Indy are strapped to the pole.
Here's the drinking contest. Do you remember the drinking contest from the film? And I am done.
Karen Black obviously had a little residual drinking experience from her days on the Animal House set, probably. That's probably why she was doing that. And there's Indy teaching, and we'll end with that. Indy teaching in the classroom. Oh my goodness, we zipped through that pretty good. And
yeah.
I think we covered some decent ground. We didn't get too repetitive.
Tried not to.
Yeah.
When in a 44 card base set.
Yeah.
You can. Look, this is all the gum. This is all the cards that the gum stuck to the back to.
Look at all the gum. Just gum everywhere. You can hear it clickety clacking. That's what chemistry does over 35 years.
Yeah, that's gross. I don't want any of that gum.
But you know what? At least it didn't turn brown.
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff that I opened this week.
Well, yeah. All right, guys. So, that was a fun little break. We really enjoy these retro busters.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones is a very popular franchise, so I hope you guys check this out and let us know what you think about it. Tell us what you remember about the film. Share some of your thoughts with us. That would be really cool.
Yep.
And until next time, I'm Eric.
And I'm Matt.
Just keep ripping.